not the type of people that leave messes behind you. And that's one of the tenets of Zen. Leave no mess. It's really important. And Zen also asks you to take a real close look at the things you do every day without thinking about it. For example, taking a shower. Have you ever thought of it that over 20 years, you will have taken more than 7,000 showers?
That's all?
You should be. I think I was calculating 5 or 6 times a week. Excuse me. Now, you should be really good at it. The rest of this part of the speech has been redacted by my wife. She said I can't give it until Easy Speakers starts a nightclub chapter. Okay, but you know what I but you know what I mean. You know, it's cleaning up after your dirty dishes.
Yep.
It's dusting behind your appliances. All those things, cleaning your desk at the end of the day. So when you start again tomorrow, you've got a fresh start. Things like that. And those things happen to be really important. Zen asks you to take a very careful look at them, because each of the things we do, even you listening now, they say are little footsteps that you're taking towards eternity. I say towards oblivion, but they say towards eternity. Okay? All those little things we do tell us who we are. All those little things we do are all that we are. Now, one of the other things about Zen is compassion. Those of you that know me know that I believe dogs are people. I know they're not Homo sapiens. Okay, they're canis, whatever they're called. Okay, but I don't see anything in the definition of the word person that disqualifies them from that category. Ever since my wife and I have been married 50 years plus, we've always had dogs. They've been part of our brood. We've had as many as 4 dogs. And so I kind of averaged it out conservatively. Let's just take 3 dogs, 350 days a year, and 30 years. And that totals up, you could do the math, to 36,500. 136,500 what? Poop bags. That's what I do. That's part of who I am. So after 130,000, you know I'm pretty good at it. I can do it with my eyes closed. Perfect knot. Okay, I know where to put it.
There you go.
Okay, so that's something that I think is not only good for world order, for the order. Now I know that the cosmos isn't going to fall apart if I don't clean up after my dogs, okay? But I also know that Zen tells us, be careful not to attract any kind of negative karma. Well, if I don't clean up after my dog and somebody steps in it, that's not going to alter the universe, but it's going to alter that person's universe until they get that cleaned up. And I always believe that things come back to you, so you have to be very careful to do that sort of cleanup. All right. So what I try to do is I try to be prepared for things like that. Okay. So I have in one pocket poop bags. Okay. Now, it's not enough to have poop bag. You have to have enough. So you have to know about how many you're going to be using. Think about that. It has to do with compassion. When you're working during your day, aren't there people who yell out and say, I've made a mess, can't you help me? Some of you have told me that's actually part of your job, is cleaning up after other people. So before you go and clean up, you really need to be ready. What's the use in going in with a bag that's closed, okay? Because you can't find the end on these things. That's one of the mysteries of doing this. It's very difficult to find the end, and you can spend, it's like those things at the grocery, in the produce market. You know, how the hell do you open it? Well, I know how. You go like that, boom, they open up really simply. Okay, so now, my wife and I believe in reusing and recycling. Okay, we think it's really important. And Zen believes in that too. And so we're always ready to reuse things. And so we save different things that we get, like the newspaper bag, the bags from the produce department and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, at work, somebody really is panicked about a mess they're making, and you just have to rush in and you grab whatever you can, whatever skill set you have, whatever tools you have, and you go for it. Well, I do too. Sometimes we're going out the door and we've got all kind of things, and I grab what I think is something, and all of a sudden I find out, oh my God, the newspaper bag had a hole in the bottom. Okay, well, I'm prepared for stuff like that too. And you should be at work. If you're called in for some, now, let me tell you, this is potato buds that I colored with food coloring, red and blue, which make purple. Okay, but you have to be ready for events like this. Okay, and so I am, after that type of thing. Oh, thank you. Yikes. Okay, well, I'll go right to the fact of doing an actual thing that happened to me. I was walking my two dogs, Jenny Girl and Davy Boy. I had them both on a leash. Nature called Davy Boy, okay? And this always happens when we're walking the dogs in the neighborhood, okay? Just as he finishes, and I'm beginning to do my thing, oh my God, oh, there it is. What happens? The front door opens, and the neighbor comes out. Well, now in this case, the neighbor, who was really invested in protecting his beautiful, immaculate lawn, was a head taller than me, a whole body and a half size bigger than me. His ears were beet red, and I swear steam was coming out of them in anger. Okay? Now, Zen tells us that enlightenment doesn't always come at the beginning. Sometimes it never comes at all. Or maybe it comes after a long time. Okay? Well, for me, it came after cleaning up after my dogs maybe 125,000 times. This was the day. So I look at the man, I see him coming, and I don't know why I said this, okay? I think it has something to do with divine inspiration, or it had something to do with too many table topics. I don't know, but I swooped down, I picked it up, and I looked at this giant, and I said to him, I said, I scoop poop bigger than you. And he stopped in his tracks. And he gave a belly laugh. And he said, I saw that movie. I saw that movie, City Slicker. That Jack Palance said something like that. And he laughed. And you had to have seen the movie. So I take care of that. Wrap things up. And that's not the whole enlightenment. Okay? The rest of the enlightenment is this. While I'm doing this, all of a sudden I look up and I look at Davy Boy. Davy Boy is watching me really closely. And I'm sorry, this time, you've seen a cat or a squirrel, and you're tugging at me, and I should have been doing it while she was tugging, but I forgot. And so I'm looking at Davy, and Davy cocks his head like that and smiles. Do you know dogs smile? They really do smile. And he smiles at me. And for some reason, I know exactly what he is thinking. He's thinking, wow, you like to save my poop. I'm really a good dog, and I will do this again as soon as I possibly can. And so thank you. We walked off. So I can tell that some of you really understood what I was talking about, and some of you didn't understand at all. For those of you that didn't understand, well, you're one of the people that the rest of us clean up after. Thank you, grasshoppers, thank you, Toastmasters, and thank you, guests.
Gave me a foreshadow of what I can expect. So I liked it because it was funny.
Okay. Thank you. Narinder?
The reason I like Vince's speeches
That's the reason I don't have dogs, because I will end up picking up them. Number one. But his speeches are always humor. It draws the audience in, and it really helps us to learn from it. So it was very enlightening, and I enjoyed it. thoroughly.
Janet?
A suggestion is this would have been a great speech for blocking, which is to say moving around and reaching down onto the ground to pick something up instead of just nicely putting it on the table. This blocking, we haven't really focused on much, but this is a speech that was just built for blocking.
I thought the speech should have been longer.
Yes, it could have been longer. It should have been longer. So because at the end he had to rush it, especially when
Yeah.
she's yelled at 6 minutes. So then he kind of got excited. Okay, my time is up. So then he started going through the talking points a little faster than what he started with.
Yeah.
So you could notice that in his voice.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What's the ideal time?
10 to 15 minutes.
I loved Vince's visual aspect
Yes.
of it. You know, he had the purple poop, he had the scoop for the king. Boom. All of us, some of us around this room, I looked around the room and here's Vince with this poop. And everybody's like, oh my gosh. And after about 3 or 4 times of it, everybody was really giggling. So you know, I also like your story too of your neighbor with this perfectly manicured lawn, and I thought that one, it drew everybody in and just kept them engaged with the last element of the speech.
Yeah, it kind of drew me, and that's why I missed the yellow mark, because I was waiting for this to happen. It was very suspenseful.
For me, I think Miguel already added the point saying that it was very humorous. The best thing what I liked was like the plastic bag which was open, and then that was like really, I wouldn't be, that's one of the reasons where I don't even want a pet. And also, the topic was Zen and the art of cleaning up. Well, actually it would have been better if he had introduced what is Zen and what is the art of cleaning up, because I didn't know what is Zen. Maybe it could have been like a little explanation or what it does or what it is. Is it an organization or it's a word? It would have been much better to bring it up versus just saying Zen and art of cleaning up, because there could be people who were not aware about what it meant.
Maria?
I had okay, so first than anything, I want to thank you for cleaning up, because I don't want to be the person who steps on and I never thought about it, but for example, when I have to clean, I do it because it's my obligation, because I have to, but I didn't know what Zen is, but by the context I understood that has to do with karma and doing the things because otherwise it will come back. And it's a good thinking. I thank you for introducing Zen to us, and maybe next time you can give us more of what it is, but I enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a great discussion for the first time, and appreciate the analogy of cleaning up after a dog. You clean up other messes here. It's part of it goes with the territory here, and just really appreciate that analogy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Stella?
Yes, your speech was very good. It came with demonstration and educative. For example, explaining that the little things we do make us who we are. So you clean up in your house, you clean up following your dog, you do the little things that makes you who you are. You demonstrated your speech, it was okay, it was fine. I think everything was fine, it's just that you drew us into your speech, and I was still expecting more, more. So unfortunately, the time was too short.
I think you're a natural storyteller, clearly. And it was funny and so thought-provoking, those little moments that we do without thinking about it. But they do make us who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I especially enjoyed Jason's education thing before because I wrote them down and you hit like almost every one of what makes you laugh.
Yes, surprise, superiority, cognition, and things like that.
Yeah.
It definitely was a perfect day for that. Criticisms, you guys. Anybody have any criticisms for events?
I thought the ending tied well with the beginning, so I can't complain about anything really much.
I think the only thing, if I was Toastmaster, I would do is if you say 6 to 8, I'm automatically gonna have 2 minutes as Toastmaster. Because you always seem to rush right there at the end.
10 to 15 minutes.
Yelling out the time really helped me
Yeah.
for some reason. It was very effective.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I was wondering how you were gonna yell at the time. I had visions in my
Well,
head
I
of
did
of-
the 6, but I missed the 7 because I was so wrapped up in.
I had visions in my head of, remember the old popcorn you used to call up on the phone to tell what time it is?
Oh.
At the tone, Pacific Standard Time will be beep.
I thought maybe we can wrap in endearment, maybe how we show endearment after.
Very good, very
yeah,
good.
After another one, maybe someone else shows endearment towards us. That's kind of how our.
Nice.
That was a very good suggestion.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I thought you